How's it going, guys? So we're here. Works a little slow, so to get the recording. Tested out a third game I got, and it actually runs pretty damn perfectly smooth. I haven't had a single problem with it whatsoever. I haven't tested out recording-wise. I pretty much did play through the campaigns, and there's like 3 different campaigns, just because of nostalgia perks like that. Whether or not I'll actually do any walkthroughs or playthroughs of it, it'd be a different story. It's kind of a kind of like a builders type of game, so it's something that would take a long video just to complete a campaign part with. That would be more than 20 minutes, so it's like, if I was doing like that, it'd just be more like skirmishes and stuff like that. But SoulFlay here has pretty much got a complete change. I'm having this in studio mode too, so I basically gave him Maelstrom, mostly because of the fast cast rates. He has got that one, the Amplify, the one Corpse Explosion. Iron Maiden's not really used in this game anymore. Terror is okay. It's not something that I would ever really recommend using. Maybe on hell difficulty if you're really struggling that bad, but not really. Death Sand, because they give them the poison resistance. That's really about it. Some crappy little rings. Pretty much gave him Infernos. The only one I'm missing is the Torch, which I'm pretty sure is a wand. I don't think I've ever gotten Inferno's Torch, at least I remember. Because I also give him the Cranium too, so it gives him some bonuses for his defense. And there's that extra poison, resistance, which is really going to help out. Just some random ring that I was holding on to for a lower level. Give him that. Give him Harris's boots because of the, fire resistance. Just some random shield that I picked up, which I'm gonna change over eventually. One of the lower amulets that I was originally rocking with Bob with. Gave that to him. Gave him Dark Glow, so it gives him that resistances. Probably one of the better armors you can actually get at a lower level, just because it gives you that 5% to maximum resistance.
I can't do that here.
Yeah, whatever. This is the armor that I was originally using. I'm gonna drink water. And then I gave that to my Merc, and then Biggin's Bonnet, another good one too. You can find this. I found out I was watching Sweetfield's video. This is actually more rare than a Griffin's Eye. And basically, Griffin's Eye is a unique diadem that gives you a certain percentage to increase lightning damage and minus enemy lightning resistances. It's like one of the top 3 rarest items in the game. And Biggin's Bonnet is rarer than that. And then just some random bow that I gave her. So that was hilarious though when I found that out. Got him level 15. We did explore the Stony Field, but I didn't proceed anything past that, so what are we gonna have? 3 minutes. Right. Oh, and skills wise, that's just from the bonuses. You can get a little bonus from that too. Got that one in the Golem Mastery, and then pretty much been putting points into Teeth. We're gonna get Teeth at level 10, and then I'm gonna start putting points into Clay Golem, just so that he would stay alive a little longer, especially against something like Duriel and stuff like that. And then I put the 1 point at Bone Wall. Bone Wall is actually, like I said, it's completely useless against something like Diablo, because he'll just instantly Inferno it and it just gets destroyed. Bone Wall does have its opportunities, I guess. If you're having something like an Amazon or Sorceress that's slowly getting picked off from like melee characters or melee enemies, you can actually put that up as like a defense, and they can hide behind it and cast their spells or their arrows and crap like that. That's really the only thing about it. Bone Prison, like I said, is only really good for PvP, so basically just traps them into one bone wall, and then they can't get out unless you're the one to actually destroy it, which even I don't think you can even do with little thing down here, which is unsummon. I think it's like based on a time thing. Let's see here. Yeah, duration's 24 seconds. And standard Bone Prison, 24 seconds. So basically you're locked in there for 24 seconds. So unless you can actually drain Bone Prison's health, which each one comes up with a certain percentage of health, you're not getting out of bone prison. And if they lock you in there, especially if it's a necromancer who's using something like bone spear or bone spirit PvP, you're screwed. You're not getting out. There's nowhere to run. Especially if they continuously pile it on you too. So music and all that should be roughly the same. I haven't played Diablo since we pretty much ended it, so. Hope you guys' weekend's going good. You may card goodbye, so I apologize. And big shout out to my buddy Rathanon for giving me shout-outs from his Twitch stream. So. And I know people have been enjoying the Bone Necromancer. It's like most of my playthroughs are more like a documentary than anything else. Would be, yeah, I think it would be a documentary. Basically just like explaining of how certain characters work instead of really just like a straightforward like walkthrough. You know, especially with people who've never actually, which they're now calling Diablo, the Diablo 2 Legacy. I just call it the original Diablo 2 because it came out in like, what, 2000? And I think Diablo 1 came out in like 95, 97, somewhere around there. I don't remember, it's been a long time. I am thinking about playing Diablo 1. That's a big maybe. And the two reasons why I don't want to play Diablo 1. Because unlike Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo 4, Diablo 1 shows no mercy. It is, out of the 4 games, the hardest one. You know, and you think that playing like Torment level, you know, you got this overpowered gear and there's like these super unique monsters and all this crap is difficult. You've never played Diablo 1. Diablo 1 is literally a nightmare in hell. I mean, you are limited to certain stuff, certain, like, how can I like, for one of the instances, like, gold, for instance. I got these enemies around real quick and I'll explain. Especially for people who've never actually played Diablo 1. For instance, with gold, you have your little gold pouch down here. So one amount of gold you can keep. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that your maximum gold carry limit is based on your character. So as I'm level 15 right now, I can carry up to about 150,000 in gold. You know, or is it 15,000? Might be 15. No, 150,000. And with Diablo 1, there is no gold pouch. Gold actually stays in your inventory, and it maxes out like maybe like 1,000 gold or something like that, and it takes up a slot in your inventory. Now, there was back in the day where, I don't know if it still exists or not, you could actually duplicate your gold. But it would literally take up just slots in your inventory. One of the other things, too, is that you actually got Diablo 1 actually introduced before Diablo 2. Rejuvenation potions, another thing that you can actually get right off the bat and buy them. Ooh, Darkwood. From one of the vendors. That was another thing, too. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, even with something like you have the sorceress, the rogue, and the warrior, I think it is, the sorceress could actually get hurt by their own spells. So something like firewall, you could actually get hurt by and die. Because there is no spell protection like in Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo 4. When you cast a spell, it doesn't harm you. Rogue was the only one that could actually pick locks to disarm traps. That's still technically kind of a thing. Ooh, Preserve Head. In Diablo 2, considering, well, you can't disarm traps because traps are just completely random now. The Assassin's the only one that can actually open chests and doesn't need a key for it, which a lot of people don't know. But yeah, it's like Tristram's quests and stuff like that, completely random. There was no like standard ones. So one of them's like you can help out work by taking out the butcher. That's like a standard one. Like one of them was like the well quest about the well being or the water being poisoned. Completely random. I've played Diablo 2 multiple times, or Diablo 1 multiple times, and sometimes that quest may show up, sometimes it may not. Getting further into Diablo 1, is a goddamn nightmare with this. 2 dispels and 2 to amplify. I'm gonna sell it. I like having my 10 extra mana too. You know what? We'll keep it for now. We'll use it because it gives me the 2 extra amplify, so it'll make my amplify a little wider radius. The Butcher. You think the Butcher is difficult on like Diablo 3, and I guess he's somewhat more difficult on Diablo 4. He's nothing. Those 2 ones are nothing comparisons to Diablo 1's Butcher. I mean, you would literally, like, if you had like 10 shots to hit the Butcher, you would miss 9.5 out of 10 times of hitting him, and he would hit you almost every single time. And there was a certain way you actually had to take him out, and it was like what is this? A certain way you get him locked behind the door. You kind of like glitch hit him until he would basically just die. Oh, he was terrible. King Leoric's in that one too. He's not just in Diablo 3. I want to say he's a random boss. He sometimes may show up, he sometimes may not. I explained like map locations, like standard single player maps. Once you get the map that you have, there's no getting a new map unless you actually restart the game. That's not with Diablo 1. Diablo 1's single player maps always randomized. So basically, if you were like playing Battle.net except on single player, I mean, there's tons. Like, I've only been able to beat Diablo 1 time. That was with the Warrior, and never again.
All that's left of proud
So if I do a Diablo 1 thing, I will try my damnedest to try to beat that guy again, but I make no promises. Pulse tongue the unclean. Well, if your tongue is pulsing, yeah, you might be unclean. Crappy joke. Like I said, teeth is really good for like waves of enemies, but for like single target units, it's complete ass. I don't have my glasses. I don't know where the hell I put my glasses at. I'll probably make sure I find them when we do the next episode. So I don't have to squint. Enough of the upgrade our merch bow too. Still debating if I want to get a Act 2 mercenary or not. It'll help take out some of the pressure off my golem. But having my wave cleared and having the merc back to you, if I can keep my golem, have my golem stall them long enough, might actually work. I got like a bunch of other Diablo 2 playthroughs. I plan on playthroughs or walkthroughs, and then I plan on starting up after this and stuff like that too. So I figure we're at 13.5 minutes. We might be able to get to the Black Tower. I forgot Tower. And this still is on player 7. I haven't changed that either, so. Let's get Cain.
help.
Oh, you guys brought a bunch of friends to our party. We found him.
Cain, if you value your life, leave here immediately.
And one of the new things that I found out too, ever since I've been playing Diablo 2, is that the rogue is actually Bloodraven, which I found that to be very interesting when I first found that out. Which is kind of weird in a sense, because if you think it's like the rogue is the only one that Bloodraven is, then who would the warrior and the mage be, as you know, in Diablo 2 was? You know, those ones are not actually mentioned. And there was like a theory back in like a long time ago when Diablo 2 first came out, after like a couple of years or so, that this summoner was just basically like a resurrected version of Lazarus, who is basically kind of like the summoner in Diablo 1. He's actually also mentioned in Diablo 3. He was the court mage, I think it was, for King Lyric. He's the one that basically sensed Diablo's presence there and told Lyric, okay, let's build your kingdom right here on the Hellmouth. And just like slowly corrupted King Lyric and all that crap. Yeah, these little mana pots ain't gonna cut it. Alright, looks like that's that. Let's get rid of it here. Yeah.
You have risked.
Alright, what crabby ring did you give me? Yeah, where that garbage. So then we're gonna run out of potions on this anyways. Oh crap. I just realized we didn't grab the waypoint in Darkwood. Well, we had a little bit of a jog back. I know Blizzard, you probably won't be seeing a DLC for Diablo 4 for quite a while, but one of the DLCs that I'm hyped for when it eventually comes out, which I think they said is not coming out until like 2024, I think, is the new Elden Ring DLC. That one I'm actually really hyped for. And I recently finished watching Liza P. Wasn't too bad a game. It was definitely interesting. It's basically like a Pinocchio Bloodborne type of game. So if you're not into like Souls-like games, you probably wouldn't like it. And I'm still waiting for my guide. Still waiting for my Dark Souls 2 remaster. It's like, come on. You already made Dark Souls 1 remaster. Let's make Dark Souls 2 already. Even though that's the one that everyone hates the most, but I love it. Is that a jewel? Oh, it's a spear. I don't get that waypoint. We're looking at here. 17 minutes. Yeah, we'll get the waypoint in the other video. So we did the important thing. We saved dear old Cain. You know, I'd leave his ass behind, but I'm not going to charge for 200 or 100 gold an item. That's actually one of the nice things too. It's not actually a mandatory quest to actually save Cain, unlike certain ones like Act 2, which is actually no, technically. I guess technically 2 and Act 2 and Act 3 would be mandatory ones because you do have to get the Claw Viper Temple and the staff. However, unless you're playing on Battle.net, that's a different story because you can just quest skip all that crap. As long as you have someone who actually does the quest, you can actually just go ahead and just skip it. So, and same thing with Act 3. You technically have to get the organs and Kaleem's flail if you're doing it single player, but on Battle.net you don't have to. And same thing with Act 5. You don't have to get the barbarians. You can just run right past them. We're at 18, almost. We have a minute left. We're not getting this waypoint in this video. Come on now. Got a bunch of little bastards. That's what we can do. Alright, so we're gonna run out of mana. We're gonna end the recording right there. We'll definitely pick up the waypoint in the next one. I'm gonna find my glasses right here somewhere. But yeah, save game, you know, and that's about it. Guess Diablo 1 question is if you start out with Diablo 1 to Diablo 4, if you start out with Diablo 1 like I did, but I still love Diablo 2 the most. Who is your favorite Diablo 2 character? It could be either the angels, it can be the demons, it can be, any of the humans. Leave those comments below. I want to make sure to check them out. But stay safe, healthy, sanitized. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave comments below. And I'll make sure to check them out. See you guys.